Greetings and salutations, Ravage Rider here. Let's install the RNG Aero LED indicators, part 2. So a little while back, I installed the RNG indicators in the rear of my Honda motorcycle. You can see a link for that video up here. And in the meantime as well, I've also installed the TST Industries LED relay to compensate for the fast flashing when signaling. So I'm just now ready to do the installation on the front turn signals. Let's get right into it. So this is my quick before. The stock indicators are huge on this bike, but I did like how they were always on if not signaling. The new indicators won't be like that. I start by removing my Kappa windscreen. It's held in place by these 2 bolts. If you don't have a screen, there will still be 2 bolts here. With the bolts removed, the headlight pulls up and out. I placed an old towel on the front fender to rest the headlight on. With the headlight off, there's clear access to the front indicators. Just like the rear, there's a screw at the back of the indicator holding it in place. And the indicator has the same style connector clip. Then I remove the gauge cover, which is simply clipped in place. This needs to be removed to gain access to the metal piece inside the rubber indicator mount. I am then able to pry out the rubber indicator mount and twist out the metal piece. This time I cut the wire shield as I didn't use them on the rear indicators. As the new indicators only have 2 wires, I had to determine which wire was for the indicators to always be on with the bike running. You can do this by disconnecting the wires until it works. Once that was found, I simply clipped that wire. So now the indicator only turns on when it's being used. Just like I did with the rear indicators, I am clipping the wires and using bullet connectors. I use a bit of electrical tape to cover the bare end of the cut wire. I then connect it all, plug it into the bike and test. Works perfectly. Now to reassemble. Once again, I'm using the clips I purchased off Amazon for $13. Using the same washers on the inside and the nut that comes with the indicator. Once in place, I tightened till snug. I plug in the wiring harness and use some electrical tape to cover the connections. Moving on to the second side. Now this is where things went wrong for me. I was installing the second indicator and I was holding the nut with my left hand and I was rotating the indicator with my right hand, and I applied too much pressure twisting the indicator and I broke the hollow bolt on the indicator. So I was able to get the nut off and extract it from the motorcycle, and I used some crazy glue just to adhere the pieces together before going out and getting some marine weld from JB Weld and did a quick coat around there. Now here's a quick picture of that. I gave it ample time to cure and I tried the installation a second time and it broke on me a second time. So this time, though I could not get the nut out for fear of damaging the wires on the inside and twisting them off, damaging the indicator beyond repair. So I left it on and I grabbed my last package of Sugru. Now I used Sugru once before in one of my earlier videos. I used it to install a GoPro mount to the chin of one of my helmets. Amazing product, really, really amazing. Here's a quick picture of that. And let's move on. The Sugru is holding well. So now to reassemble. Clip the gauge cover back in place and get to reassembling the headlight unit. I was using some screwdrivers to line up the 2 bolt holes, but there was actually quite a bit of pressure on the holes lining up and this wasn't working for me. So then I figured I could use a zip tie and tighten it until the holes lined up. Perfect. After that, it was as simple as installing my Kappa windscreen again and tightening the 2 bolts. Place the cap covers and cut the zip tie. That's it. Here's a quick walk around of the bike. I'm really happy with these RNG Aero indicators on my Honda. So as you can see, it did not go as smoothly as it did with the installation of the rear indicators. I hope that the solutions to my little hiccups have helped And Please comment if you run into any other issues, and I may be able to provide some assistance there as well. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.